What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all out there? It's
What's
your boy
happening?
A.D, and I'm here chilling with my main man, Mr. Charlie.
That's who I be.
Mr. Charlie, Mr. Charlie. Can
Yeah.
you tell him, introduce your famousness to him, your legendary status, and who
Well,
you are?
it's Mr. Charlie from the former group Young and Restless. Bought you hits like Poison Ivy, B Girls, Yoke the Damn Thing, went solo, 1997. Was on LaFace Records. Put out another hit record called You Like Pina Colada. Um, so after that, that was under the name The Real One. Then I changed the name up to Mr. Charlie, and that's who I be today. Still in the studio, working, and here today to do a little podcast with my man A.D.E, the legend.
Well, um, one thing I guess we want to start off with is I have a topic. It's men with too many women.
Okay.
Um, and what I would say about this is that us as men, um, we're raised to interact and deal with women, and as many as we can. That's it's like a scorecard. Um, but one thing that I have come to know and learn, and this is something I want to, teach the young bulls out there, um, that the reason it is hard for you to get a connection with one woman is because you got a whole bunch of women. You're dealing with a whole bunch of women. We think like, we have a girl and like we just get tired of her or what have you. But the thing is, more so, is when you're dealing with a lot of different women or other girls, it's a because you're human. So it's going to make you feel a certain way. It's going to actually take away feelings or emotions or different things that you should or could have for that one girl or your main girl, and it's going to displace them. Now, for myself, I have thought at the same time, you know, if I get with a girl, even after learning this, understanding this information and knowledge, thinking if I get with a girl, um, and I give her that attention and don't deal with another woman, what have you, um, it's like they get a little carried away with that. And then it's like they, they take it for granted. And
You been with just one woman.
right,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because once, unfortunately, once she realized that she has, your full attention, she takes it for granted. And now, it can put you in a very vulnerable state. Is that good? Is that, what I'm saying, is that bad? Because I, you know, I want to um you want to be fair, you want to do the right thing, you want to, but nobody wants to get played. Nobody wants to get taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Um so it's a double-sided dichotomy here because dealing with the multiple women, when this one trips, I can not, because I guess my emotions or what have you is not so invested in just that one situation, or I can turn that one down and turn up on another side. Hey baby, what's happening? How you doing? You understand? Um, Keeps me where I'm not screwed up in the head about one. if or when she decides to take advantage
Well, let
of
me ask
that
you a question
situation.
though.
Go ahead.
You ever dealt with one woman at one time, and for how long?
I know that's an honest question. You was just seriously asking me.
What year was this?
But yes,
For how long?
to come think of it, I have. Um, but have I? I think I have. I'm really not. I think yeah, I have. I have.
You
I have.
unsure?
No, I guess I have. I
It's
have.
been a long
I
time.
have. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
foggy.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure I have.
Mhm.
But like I said, again, like you said, it's been a long time, and a lot of that, ugh, I don't know. It could have been a lot younger, and just not wanting to go through that or experience the hurt or the pain that can come from you know being into a situation or a one-on-one situation. Now, is that good or is that bad? I don't
I
really.
think
Go
it's
ahead.
not I don't feel like it's a bad or good thing. I think it boiled down to the nature of a man. We desire women. We desire multiple women. Um, is it right or wrong? Is it how God designed us? We go back to the days of early days. They talk about how we had many wives as we can afford, or sister wives. They had different jobs. So is this a thing where it's in our nature? Because all my life I've been talking to multiple women. So I'm at a point right now where I'm just sexual with one person, been like that for months, maybe a year like this, just talking to this one person. So it's possible. My friend girl asked me one time, she said, do you think you could ever be with one woman and loyal? I said, she said, well, if they're giving you everything that you want. And I said, I don't know. But now I'm with a woman that's giving me everything that I kind of desire and want. I haven't had that desire to go out and be with another woman. That's odd for me. And it's not that I'm trying to be like that. It just it's happening because I'm getting fulfilled with this one woman. Now, do I see other women? Do I get in that lustful stage sometime? I'm on social media a lot. I get friends that send me pictures of videos, and you see them, but it's that's about it. That's where it stops. But I think a man can be with one woman, and like you say, it's just the point in the times we live in right now. A lot of women take that for granted, and they take advantage of it, and it makes you feel like you say you feel like an idiot, if you find out she been tipping out or she getting slick out the mouth. You know what I'm saying? So in my days, I was able to run back to this chick or that chick when I want to get on my nerves. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a nature thing or just us not controlling our emotions. Sexual emotions.
But sometimes it's about sex. Other times it's about security. That
For a
vulnerability
man, or woman,
for
what
a
you mean?
man. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
And
I
what
can
way
only
do you
speak from a
stand to
man.
security? What you mean?
Well, or I said protection, should I say? You know, protecting yourself against, what a chick might, do or take you for granted and leave you on red. From those,
The drama.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So from those two different aspects, because yeah, we do see chicks, and that's the primal in us about seeing other women and like, damn, she hot, boy, she fine, woo, and don't let us start talking to her. You know what I'm saying? And she start, communicating back. Um, we all in. you know. But there is a like the other part of it, just like I said, just for protection, you know, dealing with other women. I don't think that's right. You know, I don't even feel comfortable saying that, but it's a truth, you know, that, you know, I have done. Um, is it because of today and today's society? I think they've been
Age,
tricking and doing stuff a long time, you
also
know?
the age. I think we getting older, and a lot of when you first jump off the porch, you act this one and that one, and as you age, the testosterone, the libido, all this stuff slows down. So that plays a part too. So yeah, we get in the gym, we could take pop pills, but we don't have that energy or desire. We starting to go through things with women. And I think that takes away because we don't want to be then financial. We don't have maybe the finances to play around with that situation like that to be able to take multiple women out. Valentine's Day come up and you got 6 women. How do you juggle that? So a lot of stuff starts to, what I'm saying, make us think as we get older, how we're going to function and handle that capacity of women. Whether it's 2 or 3, it's still difficult to see 2 women on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it slows life slows you down, age slows you down.
Yeah.
But
Well,
stopping, I don't know. And me personally, I'll be honest with my girl. I tell her, I know temptation is things that's possible. I can't be tempted to be pregnant, but I can be tempted to be with another woman. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's possible. So I try not to put myself in the situation where and the temptation of the women or whatever, because the Bible teaches that the flesh is weak. So if you put yourself in certain situations and keep saying, well, I don't know why I keep it, you putting yourself in that situation,
yeah. I like I said, for my young bulls out there, my main thing is for you guys to understand that with you messing with multiple women, what you're going to do, you're going to damage yourself because it's going to be hard for you to deal with one woman and be connected to that one woman. So find you somebody that you really into, that you really digging, you know what I'm saying, that you all really connect. Not just being with somebody because you got with her and you don't want nobody else to have her, because envy and jealousy, they have no legs to stand on. So never be in a relationship just because you don't want somebody else to be with her, or envious or what have you. Always be clear in your understanding. Do I really want this woman? And make that executive decision. Because if you don't want her, let her go. You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Charlie. I'm here.
Well, like I say, I'm at a point in my life. When you met me, I was pretty much just wilding, and we knew of each other, but when we finally met each other, I was kind of coming off a breakup, so it's like I'm free. It's kind of like test driving. So is it cool to test drive? But while we're test driving, it becomes sexual, and this way you say this, and people tell me you got spirits that come from the sexual things that. And I'm starting to believe that now, especially with women. It's hard to connect with some women because of that. But now I have slowed down a lot because of just the drama and financial time, a lot of things, man. The business. We're more on the business side of just chasing more goals and visions right now. So I don't have time for a lot of that anymore. So
Right.
we got to throw a lot of that stuff. And with our age where we're at right now, it's a lot of reasons why we don't want multiple women, like we used to when we was younger,
Yeah. Well, I can't really, because of my condition and where, what I'm doing, how I'm living, or what have you. I can't really say that. I'm perplexed, and I don't know if it's because I'm damaged goods, you know. And what I mean by that, I'm out here, um, and
Where are you? You got to tell people where you at, man.
I'm in a Latin country.
The
That's all you need to know. Yeah.
So,
So,
so you see a lot of
yeah.
sexy, fine women all day, every day. As soon as you step out your house, we know we see it on social media, but how are you dealing with the temptation of a country that is pretty much known for sex, sex, and you know what I'm saying? How you pull that off?
It is.
You right in the atmosphere of a lot
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. It's like, it's like you in the desert and you see an oasis, and it's just, how oasis is beautiful. It's got everything, the bells and whistles,
colors and
yeah,
shapes.
yeah. So, and it makes you, when you have so much, I mean, it's good to have options, but when you have so many options,
Too many options.
yeah, you can have too many options,
Well, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Sorry to cut you off,
No
but
problem.
are you saying that it's okay to have one or two, or just not 5, 6, 7, 8? What are you? I'm trying to get exactly.
I would say this. I would say, if first, like you said, you got your finances in order,
Mhm.
you've accomplished, a lot of goals and different things. You got yourself together. And if you got one, okay, cool. But if you got more than one, then you just have to be on board. And what I mean by that, everybody got to know what's going on.
Be honest.
Yeah, you got to be honest. This woman, hey, baby, you know, I got another chick, you know what I'm saying? And you can meet her, we can all meet or whatever. We can,
Threesome.
but
Threesome.
no threesomes.
Okay.
Nah, I
Just
ain't
want to be
into
clear.
none of that. Yeah, none of that.
Okay.
But because you have to do what you got to do by each of them women. You got to be responsible, you got to be a man, and you got to represent for each of those women. But doing it all above board, and the reason you do it like that, where you say, if you're being accountable for each one, then you're not going to go and have 100 of them. You understand what I'm saying? Or you're not going to get crazy with it, because you have you have that in your mind, that governor in your mind, that, hey, I have to do this, in an orderly fashion, because I can't have too many, because I got to be accountable for each one. It's not just going out in the street, meeting a chick and doing what you do, this and that. Not that kind of lifestyle. I'm talking about,
What?
yeah.
Yeah, and I think also to add in what you're saying, with the age and maturity level that we at right now, it's like, what is she's finna bring to the table? Also, like with these multiple women now, I rather mess with, if I do get another woman, she's bringing something to the table. The first woman brings it, they're helping the growth, and whether it's some production, that I need done. They're
Okay.
adding to everything I'm doing, filing papers, finding out
Yeah.
information.
And a woman, that's a helpmate.
Yeah.
That's a helpmate, and that's what you do need. All women need to be, supportive and helpful of their man, of their leader. Because if you don't, if she's not doing that, then she's, she's not no good. But at the same token, when I hear people say that somebody needs to bring, that the woman needs to bring this and that to the table. Well, what does she bring to the table? And what do you want her to bring to the table? A lot of guys, they say, well, I want her to bring, I don't know if it's like financial, the way they may look at it or what have you. I was always perplexed on that, because even as a kid, I remember growing up, and being in the projects one day, and I'm hanging out, and the older dudes, because I used to hang around the older dudes, and they were sitting there having a conversation. Yeah, man, she got a job, she got a car, this and that. I don't know, when I'm 11, 12, something, and I'm listening to them, but to me, that didn't register right in my brain, because I'm looking at her, and she got a job, she got a car, and I don't know if they had a job or a car, but they definitely didn't have a car. But the thing was, it's like you looking at what she could do for you, and and take care of you. But I'm like, I always felt, I don't know if it's because my, spiritual, religious upbringing, background, what, I don't know, but I just felt like, no, I ain't looking for no woman to take care of me.
And I'm not saying take care. I'm just saying, when I say bring something to the table,
no. I heard what you said, because you said it. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You were clear on it. You said you want to help me, and that's what she's supposed to be. But some dudes, they want, you understand? They're on a whole nother page with it. Well, what this and that, and how much money you got, and such. Well, I think, far as as a man, we supposed to be the breadwinners. We supposed to be, I mean, if she's making money, I want to be the man making the money. If she's making some money doing something, then that's money, hopefully I don't have to get from her, that she can put in her bank account, that she can do her thing with. That's just my mindset on that. Yeah.
And you also have some women that see a man with potential, so they start off helping, they start off taking care of him.
And I understand that. I get that. So I get all that. That's cool.
Get on his feet. It's like you say, don't use people, misuse. Don't. You can use people, don't misuse it.
Correct.
So I think once that man get his stuff together, like where they want to go. I don't know how you feel about the 50-50, or if he get himself together. Because
I don't think that should be some kind of rule. I don't think that should be a standard where, okay, we're going to go 50-50. No, if you're doing that, that's because I feel if you're doing that, that's because that's what you got to do at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the situation.
Right. Oh, yeah. But I think that should not be the goal.
Well, if I have it like that, she don't got it. I don't care how much.
Exactly. That's my point.
That's how I think. Yeah. But you do have situations in today's time where women are making just as much money as the men. In a lot of these, well, I mean, it's not just the urban cities, but just in the world. They're making, they got the loot right now. Yeah. And a lot of them are getting older in age, and they looking for men. They actually, you got women that's preying on men. Like men prey on women. They looking for that man, that sexy man who ain't really got it all together.
And that's cool. That's cool on her behalf. If that's what she want to do, she want to look out for her man, she want to share, she want to do these. That's cool. My point is us as men, how we're to think. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about, us, our accountability, self-accountability. You dig? And me as a man, my chick, she might want to do this and that, and I appreciate everything. She making good money. She got good money. She make more money than me, whatever. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it all. But I don't want to ever be comfortable in a mindset, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that's I'm comfortable with that. I'm you know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to be there. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe I'm trying to come up. Maybe I'm, you know, I'm
Depends on the
doing some,
situation.
yeah, I'm doing some things, and you know, I might have needed a bet, and she helped me out where I can, you know, work on what I'm trying to do that's bigger and greater for both of us, you know?
Yeah.
So
My thing, I gotta feel her. I can't just mess with any girl because she got money. Like, you know, back in the days, my friends used to try to get me to talk to girls, you know, who had the bag. But if I'm not feeling them, far as appearance, far as the inside, it's just a lot. I got a lot of things to, you know. I'm not materialistic, so you know, it got to be really something special about you. Of course, we love things that look good, but the inside of you, you know, you gotta be fun, cool, you know, patient, understanding. So it's a lot that goes in for me to talk to a girl.
you said a lot when you said, I don't care, you know, I'm not materialistic, and I'm not going for a chick because she got something.
Yeah.
That right there is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know, going for a woman or trying to be, because that's, oh man, that is like, ugh, that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you know, to go with a chick because she got something, or you figure you can get something from her. Yeah, that's low down. To me, even like pimping, you know, like taking a woman out and pimping her, putting her on the street, sell her body, and do this and that, and she bring you back the money. That's one of the most low down things that you can do as a man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Now, we as
I ain't
men,
gonna lie, I glorified it back in the day.
But we as men, we all have that skill. You know, especially no, every man has it. He might not know how to use it, but he possesses it. You dig? But the ones, but the ones who know how to use it, we can do that, and we can manipulate women. That's not a challenge. That's not hard. They're the weaker vessel. First, men, you got to know that. You know that she the weaker vessel. So it's not a challenge for you to beat her up, jump her, you know, and conquer her in that way. And you know, it's that's not a challenge, bro. She can't hang with you. You were built different. You were created different. You know, so understand who you are. You know, and you know, don't choose to just listen. A girl told me about I'll say this. A girl told me, it was about a couple weeks ago. I'm talking to a chick I met, and we talking, and she was like, I'm gonna conquer you. I was like,
conquer you?
Yeah, that's what she said. She said she's gonna conquer me. And I was like, baby, you could never conquer me. She didn't quite understand where I was coming from, because she like, dang, like, you know, you ain't take it like a joke. No, it's not a joke, because where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm.
So, no,
you
so I'm telling her, I said, no, you're not going to conquer me, because I said, but what will happen, I will conquer you and you will love it. And then she said, what you mean? I said, because that's the natural order of things.
Mm-hmm.
Me as a man, I'm not going to feel good if you conquer me. You understand what I'm saying? That's not going to make me feel good knowing that I'm some type of beta sucker on this side. I'm just not going to be happy with myself. Right. But you as a woman, you will be happy when you telling your girlfriend, yeah, girl, he got me. Yeah, girl, that man is everything to me. He's such and such. Right. You adore being conquered. You don't know it because you got these other women done taught you.
parents, grandmas, aunties,
them older
social
women,
media.
them other women done screwed up a lot of these women.